Guys, channel. I'm back. It's been a while, but I want to come back just in time for basketball season. Tonight is the tip off to the NBA season, uh, the 2021-2022 season. First game featuring the world champions, the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Brooklyn Nets. Y'all see the hat right here. So why am I wearing the Brooklyn Nets? And first of all, before I even get to that, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the like button, share, subscribe to your boy, and I'm back with another video. So this channel, sports channel, amongst other things that will be coming in the future. So I wanted to kind of give some predictions and talk about things that has happened while I was away for a little while. Not gonna go into too many heavy details, but so the last video I made, um, I didn't get a chance to cover the NBA Finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns last season, and we all know what happened. The Milwaukee Bucks ended up winning the NBA championship in 6 games versus the Phoenix Suns, and of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo had an historic night, putting up a 50-piece in Game 6 against the Phoenix Suns. I felt bad for my homie Chris Paul, who in his 16th NBA season could not get that chip. Hey man, it happens, bro. It happens. It sucks for him. It was his first trip to the NBA Finals finally, but I mean, Giannis was unreal. So, but I wanted to kind of give y'all some updates about some sports stuff. Again, NBA is back in. The NFL is going on right now. You got the MLB playoffs right now, both American League, National League. You got the NLCS right now with the Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves, and then you got the ALCS with the Houston Astros and the Boston Red Sox. So I'm gonna get to some early predictions on that, basketball stuff, football stuff, even some wrestling stuff. So I'm gonna try not to hold y'all very long. I know some of y'all want to actually watch the game, get to the game, and everything. So, but before I get to that, so while I was away, I had some major situations occur in my life. In early July, I actually had COVID-19. Me and my family. Thank God that everybody is okay. So I had to go away for a while. And I know the NBA Finals was way before then, but between working and between a whole lot of other things that was going on in my life, man, I had to kind of take a little step away, deal with some personal issues. But I'm back now. Videos will be coming soon. I'm gonna try to do some different things with the channel, not just music stuff. I will, get back to the music for those who subscribe for the chopped and screwed stuff. I'm gonna just try to have a whole bunch of stuff going on with the channel. I'm not just gonna do chop the screw stuff again. I got the sports stuff. I'm probably gonna start doing reaction videos soon, and just trying to broaden my horizon. Shout out to everybody that is subscribed to the channel, and I appreciate you, and I really sincerely do. But we gonna have this channel rocking. So let's get to the sports. So since I got the basketball hat on, we're gonna start off with talking about some hoops, some NBA stuff. A lot of things have changed since y'all last seen me do an upload, put up an upload. So notable things, we know what happened. We know that Russell Westbrook, who was with the Washington Wizards, is now with the Los Angeles Lakers. So he went back to his hometown, and the Lakers pretty much, in that regard, they kind of did a swap for a few guys. Kyle Kuzma is now a Washington Wizard, and they got some other pieces in there. Carmelo Anthony, who was with the Portland Trailblazers, is now with the Los Angeles Lakers. Finally, I don't know what took him so long to play with LeBron, but he should have been playing with LeBron years ago. So now he's there. Dwight Howard went back. Rajon Rondo went back. So they added a lot of veteran pieces. They look a lot older. A lot of those guys are in their uh, mid to going into their late 30s. But they do have the experience. They do have guys on there that have won titles. We know LeBron has won four. We know Rondo has won two, and Howard is a champion, and AD, of course, is a champion. The only one that's notable that's not really a champion, that's a veteran on that team, is Russell Westbrook. And I'm not sure how that's gonna go with Russ. We know Russ likes to. He's very ball dominant. I know in the last 3 or 4 seasons, as far as possession is concerned, he's had the ball quite a few times. As far as time of possession with the basketball in his hands, I think it was like 60 something percent of the time. Like Russell Westbrook had the ball in his hands, and so it's gonna be interesting to see how that dynamic goes with LeBron, with AD, with Dwight Howard, with Rondo, with Carmelo. It's gonna be very interesting to see exactly how this team gels. So I'm excited. Oh, y'all, I'm just trying to get to the game real quick. So, but I'm very excited for this season. Other notable things right now with the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie's not playing. Kyrie Irving is not playing as of right now, um, due to pretty much his COVID mandate protests within himself. I'm not gonna really get into that here, but I do have a podcast. Y'all have no idea podcast. Y'all find me on any podcast platform. That's where you'll hear me talk about that whole situation. So I won't really get into that here, but I just kind of want to talk about some of the moves that was made, some of the predictions and early predictions and everything. Um, so we'll see exactly what happens with that. I don't know if it's going to be a continual thing with Kyrie. We'll see as time progresses. But as of right now, he's not playing. And I think Brooklyn will be all right even without Kyrie. But Kyrie is definitely a help on that team. So hopefully Kyrie does come back to the team and eventually continues to help that team win a championship. So then there's them. Then you got the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson, I guess he's going to be out until January, and he's been dealing with so many injuries. Both of his feet ended up tearing ACLs in both of his legs. It's unfortunate, and I like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is a really really good player. He's one of the only players in the league who is dominant on both sides of the court, and it's a shame that he hasn't been able to play for the last 2 seasons. And with him coming back, maybe a little later on in the year, that will really, relieve a lot of that pressure Steph Curry has felt that he did feel last year because Steph was also hurt the year prior. And so finally he's coming back. And they got some nice pieces there now. They still got they got Wiseman in his second season now. Of course, Draymond is still there. So I mean, hopefully they'll get back to where they were a few years ago when they were NBA champions and things of that nature. So watch out for them. My sleeper team this year, and it's really not a sleeper team because they were a playoff team last year, is the Denver Nuggets. I'm so glad that Jamal Murray is coming back. I mean, look, I think they're going to be the most dangerous team in the league. We'll see. We'll see as time progresses in the league, but I honestly think the Denver Nuggets are going to be probably the most dangerous team in the league. Them having Aaron Gordon at from the beginning of the season now, instead of coming in mid-season when he got traded to the Denver Nuggets, and you have Jokic there. Now you have Murray coming back. I mean, look, that team is loaded. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what the Denver Nuggets do. And also, they're probably one of the more well coached teams in the league. So that's my sleeper team in the Western Conference. I honestly think, and this is just my early prediction, and we'll see exactly what happens. My early prediction is going to be Lakers Nuggets in the conference finals. I'm not sure about the Clippers because they didn't really make too many moves. I mean, they pretty much got the same Rondo. So I'm interested to see exactly what's gonna happen with them. You got again, like I said, the Warriors. They're always there. The Trailblazers are always there, even though they lost Melo. I mean, Dame is still big time. Dame is still that guy. So, but we'll see what happens with them. And you got other teams there. You got the Dallas Mavericks, of course, with Luka Doncic, and we'll see how that whole dynamic plays out with Porzingis kind of being unhappy with not being the guy there. But Luka's Luka. He gonna be the guy anyway. So you got them. You got the Utah Jazz with Spider and Rudy Gobert and Conley. So you got guys there that can help with that team. So you got the West is still the West, but I will say the Eastern Conference. I mean, the balance of power to me personally, the balance of power shifted last year when Brooklyn was at full strength. Now the reason again, so let's go back to why I had this hat on. So I didn't get a chance to do an NBA prediction. Um, I was kind of going round by round. I actually had the Brooklyn Nets winning the whole thing last year, so that's why I got the Brooklyn hat on now. Do I think Brooklyn is going to win this year? I don't know. I will say Brooklyn this time I think has a chance to be in the Western Conference Final. But here's the caveat: Miami Heat. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Miami because they got Oladipo now, and they got Jimmy Butler, and of course they got Duncan. They got Duncan there, and then they got they still got Bam. They have a really nice team now, and I think they have guys that's ready to go to that next level. And so watch out for the Miami Heat. That's my sleeper team in the East. Now, do I think they're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals? I don't know because I think that Brooklyn and the Milwaukee Bucks are still like the cream of the crop of that conference. But I do think that the Miami Heat is right there because on paper they look amazing. So watch for the Miami Heat. I know they got bounced out of the first round last year by the Bucks. So but I don't think they'll be. I think they'll be a whole. I think they'll be a better team this year. So um, so watch out for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, as far as like I said, my prediction for the Eastern Conference Finals, let me think about that for a little while because again, they have so many different teams that can go. Again, you got the Brooklyn Nets, you got the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, the defending NBA champions. I'll never count them out. You got the 76ers, even though with all that drama. No, speaking of the 76ers, let me just go ahead and get to that. So we all know what happened. We've seen what happened with Ben Simmons, his unfortunate breakdown in that series. And look, man, see, it's twofold with me. So on one hand, I understand how Ben Simmons felt. Everybody pretty much dogging him, talking about him all crazy. The coach pretty much saying, "Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen with him." And then you just had so many different situations and scenarios with that team where Ben Simmons just felt like he wasn't wanted anymore. But if you look at Ben Simmons in his play in the playoffs last year, he played like he was scared. It's simple as that. I don't know what in the world got in his head with the Atlanta Hawks last year, but they were in his head. And I know John Collins was doing his thing, and Trey Young, of course, was doing his thing, and Clint Capella. But it's like he had no sense of urgency, and I know he's scared to shoot. He's 30 something% from the free throw line. He's not a shooter at all. And it was just like them demons was in his head, and it was just like, dog, like you got to play ball though. And so, him not coming to training camp and him saying that I don't want to play with the team no more, and him not getting along with Joel Embiid when Joel Embiid pretty much carried that entire team the entire year that he played. I know he's had his own health issues, but he carried that team. And it's like, dog, you got to play ball, homie. You got to play ball. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the Philadelphia 76ers. Then you still got the Atlanta Hawks, who was in the was in the Eastern Conference Finals. Trey Young played fantastic in the playoffs, especially against the New York Knicks, another team to look out for this year. I know that's saying a lot about the Knicks, but the Knicks actually played very, very well last year, and it was just actually refreshing to see the Knicks in that space in the playoffs. It was actually good to see. So. Um, but I'm very excited about the NBA. This is going to be a really great season. It's so many different pieces, so many different scenarios that we could come up with. But as of right now, I don't have a prediction for the Eastern Conference Finals yet. I mean, to me, the top two teams are the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. They're actually playing right now as we speak. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. It looks like I got somebody tuning in, so props to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And so there's that. So that's on the NBA front. And again, I'm gonna be posting more videos about the NBA and of course about the NFL. So I haven't really talked about football really much on this channel, but I will now that we're here. And then I'll talk about my baseball predictions. And I'll mention a couple wrestling things, and then we'll get out of here. NFL. I think right now we're in week 7. I have 3 fantasy football teams right now. One team I'm undefeated in. The other 2 teams I have losing records in. So I'm just like, But as of right now, if we're looking at the AFC right now, to me the cream of the crop is the Baltimore Ravens, with the exception of the loss of the Kansas City Chiefs. They've pretty much been unstoppable. Uh, Lamar Jackson is playing lights out right now. He's actually throwing the ball very well. He's barely turning the ball over, which is exactly what they need to be doing. Um, so I think they're the top team in the AFC as of right now. Even though I think that the Los Angeles Chargers and um, I just stick with the Chargers for now. I think they'll have something to say about that. So those are the top 2 teams, but I think the Baltimore Ravens right now are the number 1 team in the AFC. It's a shame to see what's happened to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 3-3. No one saw that coming. They still have time to turn it around, depending on if Patrick Mahomes doesn't want to be Superman. I love Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is a great player. But my issue with Patty Mahomes is that he tries to play Superman too much. And it's just like, that's not going to work every single time. Like, you can't just be throwing the ball just to be throwing the ball. Like, you got to be, and he really doesn't turn the ball over, but he's had more interceptions this year than he's had in his past 2 seasons as an NFL quarterback. And it's just like, bro, you gotta do better with taking care of the football. So I think they'll still make noise. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but they really gotta tighten up if they really want to compete. But I think the Ravens right now is number 1, numero uno. In the NFC, numero uno is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know that may make some people unhappy with me. See, I'm a Patriots fan, so my team is 2-4. So I'm not even gonna talk about them. I mean, even though they played great against Dallas this past week, um, I don't see anything with them right now. So I'm just gonna bypass that. NFC right now, yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I consider to be the best team. I don't even think they're just not the best team in the NFC. They're the best team in the league. I don't see nobody beating the Bucks. The only thing about the Bucks is their defense right now. I think their defense is atrocious. They give up the most passing yards in football right now. But you got that bad man behind, and I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'll get to him in a minute. Brady is just it's freaking Tom Brady, man. He's the GOAT. And anytime you got the GOAT, you good. So right now I think the Buccaneers are the number 1 team in the NFC. I think the Cowboys is right behind them. Um, I know the Arizona Cardinals are undefeated, but I don't know. It's something about the Cardinals, man. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I think they need. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, shout out to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's having an MVP season. He's not doing my wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins any favors, but that's a whole nother discussion. But I still think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even with that one loss, is number 1 team in the NFC, followed by the Cowboys. God, I hate saying that. But I got to put the Cowboys there because Dak has been lights out, and freaking Tavon Diggs has been murdering everybody on the defensive side of the ball, leading the league with 7 interceptions. I mean, come on, man. We ain't even got to talk about that. Um, but I do think that they're there. The Arizona Cardinals, the Los Angeles Rams, they've been playing great. So those are my teams in the NFC. Now, do I have predictions? I don't actually because, I mean, we still got a lot of season left. If I had to pick a team in the AFC right now, I'll probably pick the Ravens. I mean, Chargers, Bills, Steelers. I hate to admit that too, because they've been completely putrid offensively. But I mean, they're there, I guess. So that's that. So we'll continue to talk more about football in the future. Now, my MLB predictions, since we're in baseball season, we're coming down to the wire. I really want the Houston Astros to win this series against the Boston Red Sox, and here's why. I don't care who they face in the National League. Whoever the Astros face in the National League, that's who I'm going for. Even the Dodgers, who I can't stand, not a Dodgers fan, please, for the love of God, beat the Astros. After what the Astros did in that 2018 season, I don't want to hear nothing about no more Houston Astros. Plus, I don't like their manager, Dusty Baker. I still ain't forgave Dusty Baker for what he did to Mark Pryor and somebody will get me. Kerry Wood's career, back when he was the manager of the Cubs, pitching them dudes 120, 130 pitches and not pulling them. And I ain't forgave that man since. You know what I mean? So I can't stand Dusty Baker, man. I want him to lose so bad. I can't. I can't. I'm not a Dusty Baker fan. Plus, I just want the Dodgers, honestly, to get sweet revenge on the Astros. That's all I want. That's all I want. And I'm not even a Dodgers fan, and I want that for the Dodgers. So that's my prediction. My prediction is going to be Dodgers, Astros, and I think the Dodgers take it in 6. Just because I want it to happen. So that's that. And last but not least, I mentioned wrestling, man. I've been a wrestling fan since I was young. I think the first match I ever remember seeing was probably some old NWA matches with like Ric Flair. But the first match I vividly remember seeing was WrestleMania 3 between Macho Man and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And I've been a wrestling fan ever since. So I was like 4 or 5 years old. So wrestling landscape, y'all will get some more wrestling videos from me too. I am not currently described to the WWE network. I used to be until they switched over to Peacock, and now I'm just like, because they butchered, to me they butchered it. That's just my personal opinion. I think they should have kept their own network, unless they plan on selling to NBC Universal. But that's a whole nother discussion. So, but yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I watch WWE, I watch NXT, I watch AEW. I'll try to catch. I like New Japan, even though I gotta subscribe to New Japan World. So I rock with them. MLW, shout out to them. Um, I know about House of Glory. Impact is still around. They got more lives than I've ever seen a company have, and more chances than I've ever seen a company have. So rock with them. ROH. Right now I'm like heavy AEW. I mean, I still watch wrestling from time to time in WWE, even though I can't stomach it sometimes, man. Some of it is just atrocious television, especially Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is awful. I don't know how y'all can sit through 3 hours of that garbage. Every week? Y'all sit through Raw every week? Some of the stuff I see on television, the dialogue, I just be like, fam, this is trash. Um, we know who the champ is on Raw. On the Raw side is Big E. Shout out to Big E. He's going to face Drew McIntyre in Saudi Arabia for the WWE title. I don't know why, because Drew McIntyre is getting drafted to SmackDown, so we all know how that's about to play out. Unless they do a swerve in Saudi Arabia, because Roman Reigns is the champ over on SmackDown. He faces Brock Lesnar. Now, if they do a swerve, I can see how it can happen. I don't see Roman Reigns losing at all. It would be stupid for Roman Reigns to lose this match. And Brock just came back. And Roman's been dominant for over a year now as champ. I don't see him losing that match. I don't see Big E losing the match. But they probably going to do a title change in Saudi Arabia. They're going to do something. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what they do in Saudi Arabia. I'm not watching it. I'll be at work. I'm not watching that pay-per-view. I'm good. Other matches for that pay-per-view, Sweet Saudi Money 6, can't miss. Shout out to Jason Solomon, a.k.a. the Solomon Monster. That's my man. I listen to his podcast. Been listening to his podcast for a long time. So y'all get the reference. I don't know. how the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match is going to end up. I predict Brock is going to lose. I think Roman wins. Big E's going to retain. I mean, it would be pointless unless they, like I said, they do a swerve. I know they got the Queen of the Ring finals and King of the Ring finals. I know the King of the Ring finals is Finn Balor and Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods better win because he's been wanting the King of the Ring to come back for the longest, so he better win. He better be the King of the Ring. Other than that, it would be completely pointless. So you got that. I can't remember who the ladies were because they've been just giving us trash match after trash match in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So that's that. Goldberg versus Lashley. I think Goldberg wins that match, gets his revenge on Lashley. Um, I don't even want to talk about Bill Goldberg because I'll get mad. I ain't felt Goldberg since he did the Fiend dirty, so I don't even want to talk about Goldberg at all. Um, to me, one of the worst booking decisions this company has ever made, and that's saying a lot considering the booking decisions they've made in the past 5 years. But that's some of my predictions. I can't remember what else is on the card. I think Ali and Mansoor. You know, Mansoor's winning that match because Mansoor is Saudi Arabian. Uh, I can't remember what else. But anyway, so that's a little bit of my wrestling stuff. But again, y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. Y'all holla at me um, on Instagram at BigSky83. Y'all holla at me on Twitter at BigSky the Poet. Y'all holla at me on YouTube, man. And I'm going to try to do more videos, catch up, and we're going to talk more sports. We're going to probably get some reaction videos up soon, do some more music stuff, and we just going to keep it going. Until the next time, I'll holla at y'all.